Hey, it's Dana, your favorite psychic. Are you ready for another message? Come on in and get comfortable. Snuggle up to this table right here. Get you a blanket, a pillow, something to eat, something to drink, something to smoke. Throw it up on a big screen if you want to. Kick back and relax because we're going to unpack some psychic messages. Hey, Taurus. How's it rolling? How's it hanging? How is it feeling out there, Taurus, huh? Are you warm and steady and stable and well-fed? I sure hope so. All right, Taurus, I want to start this reading by saying that if you haven't watched the astrology video that I just put out, go watch it because today's November 5th. It's a full moon in Taurus, right? And it is hugely applicable to everything that is going to unfold in your life over the next 30 days or so. Taurus, this is one of the best ones yet. This is one of the best readings that I have ever had the privilege and honor of reading. It truly is. It is amazing. Let's dive straight into it and let me tell you all about it. Unbelievable. Now, I hope you took that intro seriously. For you newcomers, you'll understand that intro will hit home a little bit closer once we sit down and get into this, okay? So y'all snuggle up. Y'all snuggle up. Let's do this, okay? This is a deep one. All right, so. First card out the box is the Ace of Cups, okay? Now, this is a card called Love Begins. But you have to understand, okay? You have to understand the Ace of Cups, the automatic go-to for people is new love. But that's not what the card is about. The card is about expansion. And you are emotionally expanding. That is what's happening right now for this particular Taurus. Here we go. So love begins. Expansion, emotional expansion, love for yourself. The ability to expand beyond your own world. All right. This is the first card out. It sets the tone for everything, okay? Now, rest and rejuvenate with the Four of Swords. Four of Swords in the traditional deck is about coming to terms with grief and sorrow and pain. Picking up the fourth sword, bringing stability to your mindset with the number 4, and pushing forward with stability in the mindset. The Four of Pentacles comes on top of this and talks about stability in the sense of well-being. Stability in the mindset, stability in the sense of well-being. What's that create? Well, this emotional expansion allows you to level up into a reality that you currently don't live in. And in this reality, you are very stable in your sense of well-being. This is all going to make sense to you. Very stable in your sense of well-being. Let's back up a second. What is this Ace of Cups right here about? And I was like, what is this about? King of Pentacles in reverse. King of Pentacles in reverse is toxic masculine energy at its finest, toxic masculine energy. And then the Six of Pentacles in reverse talks about greed and the sense of well-being. Coming to terms with the Three of Swords behind the Four of Swords, right? Grief, sorrow, pain. Coming to terms with grief, sorrow, pain. Picking up the fourth sword, bringing stability to your mindset. Why? Because this particular Taurus has been living probably their whole life in their masculine energy. Not only in their masculine energy, but in a toxic form of masculine energy. Because this particular Taurus has come through insurmountable circumstances to be standing where they are today. This particular Taurus has been or is at the moment living in their masculine energy with a greed in their sense of well-being because of a greed in the sense of well-being. Now let's think about that, right? Greed in the sense of well-being means that I have to be okay no matter what. I have to be okay no matter what. I have to take care of myself. Deep down inside, it's this fear, it's this panic. That's what you got to come to terms with in the Four of Swords, right? It's this panic controlling, domineering energy. And I'm not saying you walk around bullying everybody. I'm not saying that at all. It's this internal, deep-rooted, subconscious energy of having to survive. And because of that toxic masculine energy, right, of survival, right? Now, the King of Pentacles in the upright would be healthy masculine energy, right? He's strong, he's courageous, he's a leader, he's got his finances in order, he has his self-control in order, he has his foundation in order, right? That's the kind of guy that the King of Pentacles in the upright is. In the reverse, it's not that, which is why it's about you living in your toxic masculine energy. And because of that, you protect your sense of well-being because it was necessary. And you have come into contact with someone somehow at some point in your near past, even a critter. For me, this would be my horse, to tell you the truth. She's a soul healer. You have exchanged with someone who has given you a new perspective in recognizing this about yourself. And perhaps that's me right now. Interesting. The Ten of Wands, the burden and the struggle. You've always had a struggle. You've always had a burden. You've always carried a burden and a struggle since you were a little kid. Something about the foundational stones of your childhood. If this is hitting you, hit me up, myfavoritepsychic.com. We'll read your cards. But some foundational stone of your childhood saddled you with an understanding that you weren't going to be okay. And ever since then, you have scrambled and struggled to be okay, manifesting from a deficit perspective, generational curse, shall we say, perspective of a lack mentality all the way back down your family line. And seeing as how you're in your hyper-masculine, I would venture to say it's both your mother and your father. Queen of Wands. But you've won. Recognize this about yourself. Overcome this. Win this battle. Queen of Wands, she's a conqueror, right? She sets her eyes on the prize and she gets what she wants. Because she understands if she's inspired by something, it's her higher self telling her that that's a go and a green light. Because of your emotional expansion, or due to your emotional expansion, understanding this that I just channeled about yourself, and stepping into your feminine energy. Yes, the feminine. Masculine, whether you're a dude or a chick or an in-betweener, it doesn't matter. We're all masculine and feminine energy, period. She's taking control of herself. She's taking control of her situation. She's coming to terms with this emotional stuff back here and this need for self-protection and control. And for some of you, if you are unhealthy, right, this King of Wands, King of Pentacles in reverse is going to be you being a bully, you being bossy. Being a bully, being bossy, being controlling about everyone and everything around you because you have this need to be safe. Fours, double fours. You have this need to be safe. What comes out of all of this is material harvest. The Nine of Pentacles. Independent, self-sufficient, and bringing a gigantic culmination to this whole situation. Eight of Pentacles just came out just now. Working, engaging, building. Now, let's back up just a second. So this new emotional expansion of yourself and coming to terms with this inner child that needs to feel safe, and to feel safe, you have to be in control, and to be in control feels safe. This person inside of you that you have to or have come to terms with. The Eight of Pentacles. This creates room for you to actually begin to manifest your life from the overflow instead of from the deficit. Yes, because being the King of Pentacles in reverse is a deficit mentality. Manifesting every day, all the time, everybody is. Every thought of every moment of every day is creating the reality that you experience. And if you're manifesting in the deficit of the mentality of the King of Pentacles in reverse, or the lack of well-being of the King of Pentacles in reverse, then that is continuously what you are attracting to yourself, whether you realize that or not. And clearing this out, getting a handle on this, overcoming this, winning this against yourself right here, actually opens the doors for, I cannot make this up, actually opens the doors for something financially expansive to take root in your life. So whatever this turnover is for you, whatever it is you're working on, whatever it is you're trying to build in your life, is going to be outrageously successful. The Hierophant, the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles. Again, verifying this Nine of Pentacles, right? Independent, self-sufficient. See, she created all of this herself. She created that herself. Nobody handed that to her. And I think that's part of what that energy of the King of Pentacles in reverse is about for you. She created this herself. No one's going to save you if that's a side note for someone. No one's going to save you. You have to come to terms with your own bullshit, and you have to posture as the Queen of Wands, and you got to take control of your life and direct it in the way that you want it to go. You have the capacity to do that. Your thought life creates your reality. Stop thinking with a lack mentality. Stop manifesting from a deficit. And begin to think with an abundance mentality so you can manifest from an abundance perspective, instead of filling a hole overflowing in the cup. And this opens the door for movement in your life, inspired action, exciting offers, commitments, contracts, publications. And it's going to be extremely financially satisfying. Mars is moving into Sagittarius. Temperance is Sagittarius. This is all disruptive Mars energy right here. Disruptive Mars energy. Taurus, full moon in Taurus. It's trying to get you to take a look at something about yourself so we can clear it out of the way and get going. Patience is the abundance manifestation. It is the overflow of peace in your mind, in your emotions, in your inspirations, aspirations, the fulfillment of your desires, the sense of your well-being. It is overflow onto everything. Be patient with yourself and work this out inside of you. Be patient as this opportunity forms itself in the background. Hangman in reverse. Resistance, delays, stalling. Your resistance to address what we talked about at the very beginning of this reading, I can't even repeat it because I was channeling, and I get to tell you the God's honest truth, I don't even remember everything that we talked about here. But whatever this is for you, not addressing it is gumming up the whole machine. This card is about resistance. Look, in the upright, it's about a new perspective, right? Thinking on it for a minute, but now it's time to cut yourself loose from the tree with a new perspective. In the reverse, it's someone who's not even contemplating a new perspective. Temper yourself. Get you a new perspective about what your own personal toxicity might be in regards to being in your toxic masculinity. You see, there's balance. There's supposed to be balance in us humans. The feminine balances the masculine, and the masculine balances the feminine. It's a yin and a yang. And in your interpersonal relationships, If you are conducting yourself from a hyper-masculine energy because you have to be in the provider energy, but you don't want to be in the provider energy, that hyper-toxic masculine energy is difficult for someone of the opposite sex to deal with, particularly if they are, confirmation, particularly if they are unhealed. Because when the masculine and the feminine come together, energies, right? Everybody on all ends of everything. When the masculine and the feminine come together, if the feminine is in her masculine energy, the dynamics of the relationship can't flow because the masculine finds competition naturally. I mean, like primal, right? Finds competition in the feminine's masculine energy, particularly if the feminine's masculine energy is toxic. Survival. Deficit. When someone has hyper feminine energy, that doesn't allow the feminine of the relationship to be in her peace. So for the sake of argument, the masculine can't be the masculine if the feminine is also the masculine. It doesn't flow, right? It's 3/4 to 1, right? The feminine can't be the feminine if the masculine is in his feminine. It doesn't flow. It's not equal. So in order for there to be a good relationship with anybody, there needs to be an equal ebb and flow of masculine and feminine energy. Sometimes we're more in our masculine and sometimes we're more in our feminine, but there needs to be an equilibrium, temperance. There needs to be an equilibrium in the middle. And that's how relationships flow. That's what makes a good relationship. So if you are, or have been, or were living in your masculine energy and had relationship problems, that's probably why. Because you don't know how to be safe. You don't know how to be cared for. You don't know how to be taken care of, quote unquote, like the masculine naturally, primitively wants to do. The masculine needs to care for someone in a masculine way. And the feminine needs to be cared for in a feminine way. And if that can't flow because the feminine is caring for herself in a masculine way, or the masculine is caring for himself in a feminine way, the frequencies can't flow properly. Solitude with the Hermit. Now that we got that whole top row out of the way, now that y'all are aware of this masculine-feminine need conflict that's happening with this particular Taurus, it leads us to solitude. Solitude with the Hermit. This is Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury's going retrograde on the 9th, I believe it is. Go watch that video. It'll make a lot of sense to you. Solitude, soul searching, and introspection. And then judgment comes on top of it and talks about a calling. Answering the call. And that's why they're bringing this to whomever's attention it needs to be brought to. Because there is a call on your life. There is something that your soul, there's the next chapter, the next phase of your life that your soul is trying to guide you towards. Your higher self is trying to guide you towards it. And you were brought here to see this reading so you could maybe pay attention to what it is that needs to be paid attention to. There's a calling on your life. And you're going to find out what that is when you commune with your higher power. Have a sit down with Source and do some deep soul searching and introspection about the information that's been given to you thus far. You will come out on the other side with a firm decision about how it is that you're going to move forward in your life. Firm foundation. 4, 4, 4. Firm foundation. Safety. This opportunity right here, this opening of the river for this to flow, right? This is a game changer. It is a game changer. It's going to give you the resources to create what you have been trying to manifest out of the lack mentality. Once you understand this about yourself, once you put the pieces of the puzzle together, don't spend all day understanding this. Understand it. Click it together and say, oh, I get it. That's good. That's where it comes from. That must be how it happened. That must be the piece of my childhood that made me think that I am unsafe. Put it all together. Whoosh. Firm foundation. 7 of Wands in reverse. Insurmountable challenges. The King of Pentacles in reverse. Again, masculine, toxic, having to live in a toxic masculine energy of controlling, domineering, and pushing and fighting. Overcoming, Chariot. Overcoming insurmountable circumstances to be where you are now, or to get where it is that you need to go. You're right on the edge. Look, the 2 of Swords. Coming out of the crossroads. This place that you've been for a minute, knowing that something has to give, but not quite sure what has to give. Whoever is feeling this reading, this is what has to give. Chariot says, put in the self-control, the willpower, and the determination to do what it is that you got to do so we can take you where you got to go. Destiny, the Wheel of Fortune. The turning point in your life is your recognition, digging up, spitting out, and making room in your subconscious mind for new shit to grow. That is the forward momentum. That is the turning point. That is your destiny. Look, the Ace of Swords. Clarity. Aha! Light bulb moment. I get it. I see it. I got it. 6 of Swords, and leaving behind all of the mental baggage that has kept you in this King of Pentacles in reverse for so long. The Ace of Pentacles. New opportunities, new beginnings, new opportunities, new ground to grow new seeds on. 5 of Wands. And you had to fight your way here. You had to fight your way through it. You had to fight your way here. But in this new opportunity, in this new timeline, in this new dimension, in this new phase of your life, you are the Queen of Wands. You have overcome this. To get to the new dimension, the new timeline, the new phase of your life, to level up, you must overcome this. And if you're sitting there saying, I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't know what I have to overcome, this probably isn't for you. Because whoever I'm talking to is feeling it in their chest right now. They're feeling it in their chest. The 8 of Pentacles. 8s all over this reading. 8s and 4s. The 8 of Pentacles. Positive movement forward. Just like this 8 of Pentacles. Working, engaging, building. Positive movement forward. 2 of Pentacles. Prioritizing. Prioritizing this. Prioritizing your ability to manifest in the overflow. Prioritizing turning your life around by recognizing your own rotten spot. Levels out and creates a great sense of well-being for you. The 8 of Wands, movement, action, change, change of trajectory, change. 4, another 4, stability. This is the 4 of Cups, contemplation and reevaluation. Look, another 8. A new perspective, Eight of Swords in the upright is about being paralyzed in fear. And that's where that deficit comes from. Fear. Because somewhere in your life, some kind of situation or circumstance etched in your brain that you're not safe. Four again. Foundations and achievements, the Four of Wands. This is literally the safe place. This is your inspirations, your aspirations. It's fire energy. It's the combustion inside of you, feeling stable and safe. Ace of Cups. Emotional expansion is the key. The Eight of Pentacles. Work this out. Work this out within you. Work on this. Pay attention to this. Work it out. Six of Pentacles, because it's going to lead you to material and spiritual prosperity. The giving and the receiving and the sharing of prosperity with another. An overabundance, overflowing prosperity. That is what your whole mission is about right here. It's breaking the family curse of a lack mentality, of scratching and clawing and fearing and worrying about being stable and being safe. Perhaps you're an entrepreneur that is about to just break over. You're just about to just break over into crazy amount of success and abundance. But you have to address that negative masculine energy. Overflowing abundance. Challenges and obstacles with the Five of Wands. This is this same Five of Wands right here. Challenges and obstacles. Overcoming challenges and obstacles. Let me tell you a story about your challenges and obstacles, okay? Look, right back to the family lineage and overcoming a bunch of bullshit. Obstacles and challenges, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I bet you any money that whoever this is hitting for, your mama is probably the root of everything. Upset in the home, the family, the finances. You see, but she didn't know what you know now. She didn't understand the family lineage. She didn't understand her spirituality. She didn't understand that she was a soul having a human experience. She just did the best that she could do, coping with life with the tools that her parents gave her and their parents gave them. Justice in reverse, the injustice, the lack of accountability, right? The lack of accountability is why it keeps going over and over and over and over again through your lineage and through your family cycles. That's why there's the injustice of poverty, perhaps, in your life or in your family line, because no one has broken the cycle. You are the first one. That's the calling with Judgment right there. That's the calling on your life. Remember when we were back there, I said, you'll come out of this with an absolute understanding. That is the calling on your life in this particular situation at this particular juncture. This is what is going to escalate your existence, is you understanding the dynamics of the masculine energy, the feminine energy, the yin and the yang, and how to break the family cycle of fear and lack mentality. Because the future, Six of Pentacles, right? Overflowing abundance. The future generations after you that probably won't even remember your name are going to benefit exponentially from you opening the flow with your spirituality to abundance. Wow, amen. Look, the High Priestess, right? Let it be so. The path, the purpose, your higher self, your intuition, always pointing you towards your true north, because it is you. It's you. You are actually trying to guide your whole human experience from where you came from. But the human has its free will. It's frustrating. Let it be so. To the Empress. Taurus. Libra too, but we're talking Taurus, right? The Empress. Knowing intimately the Magician. Understanding that he is lesson 1 because he teaches that if you will control your internal narrative, you can create your own reality. The Empress, because of lesson 2, the High Priestess, your ancient higher self, always pointing you home. The Empress is lesson 3, because she overflows in abundance everywhere, all the time, because she knows her power. She knows her worth, and she knows her power. She is not just some chump. She's the Empress. And the Prince of Cups comes on top of this. Prince of Cups is about someone who has sorted through all of his emotions, forwards and backwards. He's come from all the water behind him, and he's about to become the Queen of Water. He's pulled it all together, and he's only taking into the next step that he makes exactly what it is that he wants to be. That's it. He's not taking anybody else's bullshit. He's not taking generation after generation of bullshit. He has sorted through the fragmented emotions, and he is only going forward with what he wants to pass on to the Queen of Cups, to generations and generations that come after him. He's not handing off the fragmented emotions. He's handing off the whole emotions, so the generations that come next have a fighting chance to be okay in this experience. It's the star right there. Hope, faith, the path, the purpose, the guiding light of your destiny. Choose wisely with the 7 of Cups. What's this about? Choose wisely. And then disruption with the Tower. Choose wisely, disruption, and the 6 of Swords. Choose wisely, disruption, and the 6 of Swords. What is this about right here? Let's just ask. What is this disruption? Choose wisely and disruption. Yep. Looky there. Choose wisely. The foundation that you build your life upon. You cannot build your life upon the 3 of Swords, grief and sorrow and pain, untended to in your mindset, because that's your subconscious internal narrative. And you cannot build the kind of life that is this next dimension for you, this next level. You can't build this life where you're building now. Tell me more. Tell me more. Justice. Right on. Right? Be accountable. What's good and right and fair and proper in your life, 6 of Swords, is for you to move on, for you to leave the mental baggage that keeps you in a lower masculine energy. 6 of Cups. Family, home, nostalgia, memories. This is soul level stuff. Soul level stuff. And that is what this new opportunity is. This new opportunity is some kind of soulmate in your life that is going to, just like this person over here who gave you this boost into some kind of confidence, it is soul level stuff. Soulmate material. Remember what I said? We have hundreds and thousands and probably millions of soulmates running around. Tell me, what is this 6 of Cups? What is this 6 of Cups? What is this 6 of Cups right here? 6 of Cups, the 6 fuzzy walls that make up your emotional contentment. Your life is about to change in a gigantic way. Gigantic way. Again, I can't stress enough. If you haven't watched the astrology video, go watch it. Your life is about to change in a huge, huge way because of the clarity, the aha moment. It changes the way that you manifest. changes the way that you manifest. And the high priestess steps in and says, this way, this way, this way, let's go this way. And you're like, all right, let me think about what my guts are saying. What's my intuition telling me? I'm going to focus my mind on that. And guess what? It becomes your reality. And that's the path and the purpose and the way home. Every time you feel called or moved by your intuition, focus on it, think about it, and actually procure what it's telling you, because that's the way home. That's the true north. This human stuff of all of this backwards energy and upside down stuff, this isn't the way. This isn't the path. This is a struggle. But it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Victory and success, overcoming the battle. Victory and success. 6 of fire. To the lovers. This is your frequency. This is your vibe. Vibing high. Attracting a new frequency. Being a new frequency. Attracting a new frequency. Attracting everything that is supposed to be for you in this new level of your experience. Ding, 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 ding. Everything. Just, it's all brand new. It's all brand new. It's like walking into a crowded room and everybody stops and looks, right? That's exactly, you're going to push through this portal, this birth into this new reality, into this new understanding of life. And it has its whole new journey, literally in another level, on another dimension, in another reality that's waiting for you. Your calling, truth, judgment. It's your calling. Your calling is to overcome the life curse of poverty, a lack mentality, and manifesting inadvertently from a deficit. That's your calling. The magician. Be aware of what you think, because what you think becomes your experience. Bottom of the deck. The World card. The end of the cycle. You've gone through all of the lessons of the major arcana, forwards and backwards, and you have reached the end. This is where you pause, gather yourself together, and step off into a brand new level of existence. Strength, because you have had the strength to overcome, not succumb, overcome the obstacles and the challenges that were set before you from a soul level. Balance with justice. This is good and right and proper. This is the way it's supposed to be. It's accountability to the 3 of Cups. So rejoice. Give yourself a toast. Give yourself a pat on the back. Rejoice in celebration. This is it, Taurus. Whoever this is hitting for, this is it. This is it. You're now going to vibe with your new frequency, with your new vibe. All your old people are going to fall away, Taurus. I hate to tell you that. All your old people are going to fall away. And if you're sitting there going, oh no, what about, then this ain't for you. Nope. This Taurus is ready to rock and roll. This Taurus has worked hard or will be working hard. This Taurus is ready to send it, man. Wisdom with the Hierophant, spiritual wisdom, spiritual growth. The Hierophant is the person who would go into the temple, receive information, and then come back out and disseminate it to the people. Kind of like what I'm doing for you right now. Except this is you. This is you knowing your power. This is you disseminating your own connection, your own information, your own communication with Source to the moon, because you've done your shadow work. because you've done your shadow work and you've differentiated between your higher self and your lower self. Partnerships and alliances, and now you're ready for the next phase of your life. Now you're ready. Now your frequency is flowing on the megahertz that the people just like you need you to be on. They're all vibing with each other in this new plane, right? All the people, all your people are vibing with each other already. And then you're going to, like I said a while ago, walking into a party, right? You're going to walk in and it's going to be like, zoop. We feel like we've known you forever. And they're going to like what you like, and they're going to do what you do, and they're going to help you, and y'all are going to help each other, and it's going to be uplifting, and it's going to be beautiful. But there has to be an end to the way that it is, so there can be a beginning to the way that it will be. And that's death. That's transformation. All of these cards are all over the astrology for the month of November. Transformation, Scorpio season, Scorpio, death. Notice that it's a 13. 13 has its own spiritual significance, but if you break it down, it is a 4. Stability. The transformation always levels you up into something greater than you came from. Trapped in fear, that's the transformation. The transformation is from being trapped in fear to a new perspective, right? If we transform this, it's a new perspective. Transformation of your mind, transformation of the way that you think. And then fulfillment of wishes with the 9 of Cups. Wishes fulfilled, comfort, happiness, satisfaction. The universe wants to rain this down on you, Taurus. The universe wants to rain this down on you, but it can't do it if you continuously manifest in the deficit, because it has to give back to you what you put out. That's what this world is about. It's dense. It's thick. What you emanate is mirrored right back at you. And whoever this is, if you're still in this energy, this is going to be what you're going to get, lack. Whoever this is, if you are in this energy, this is done for you. This is done and over, and you are stepping into a brand new level of existence. Got this card for you. It's called Surrender. I'm going to read it to you out the book because I don't remember all this stuff, right? 91, which is a 10, by the way. So let's see. 91. 10 is completion. Let's see. While I'm looking for this, if y'all look out for my new publication. It's going to be an audio-visual, interactive on how to read the tarot. I'm going to teach y'all how to understand the algorithm of the tarot. All right, 91, surrender. This card indicates a need to surrender your attachment to a particular situation or preferred outcome because your inability to let go is impeding your success. Desperation blocks manifestation. Therefore, the more you struggle to attract your desire, the more you push it away. I'll be doggone if this isn't your whole reading. By drawing this card, you're being encouraged to detach from the situation and surrender the outcome to the outcome to the divine. In order to attract what you want, you must give the universe space to deliver your request. This can only be achieved by getting out of the way so that everything can unfold as it should. It isn't your job to make it happen. It's simply your job to allow it to happen. When you surrender the outcome to the divine, you let the magic flow. In order to improve your current situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life. Cycles that are encouraging you to let go, trust, and surrender. Make peace with your life as it is today. Appreciate what you already have. When you do what brings you joy rather than fret about the end result, divine order and timing will bring the perfect outcome your way. Yes, 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 yes. There you go. Absolutely. Surrender. Surrender, Taurus. Surrender. Beautiful. I do hope that helped someone to think in a different way. Namaste. If you want more spiritual guidance after the video, check out my book, The 21 Concepts of Awakening, a guided journey to expand your mind, and The Science of Spirituality, Unlocking the Algorithm of the Tarot, the absolute easiest way to learn and understand the tarot cards.